Hey guys, Riptide Waters here. I'd like to talk about Mountain Blade Warband a little more. This is the level up screen for Mountain Blade Warband. As you can see off to the left, we have 4 attributes. Off to the right, we have 6 proficiencies. And in the middle, I believe it is 21 skills or so. I'll start with proficiencies over here. Proficiencies is how proficient you are in that given weapon, such as one-handed, two-handed, polearms, archery, crossbow, and throwing. As you increase in these, it will increase how much damage you do, and I believe for archery and throwing, it increases your accuracy as well. Now what's special about these is that there's obviously this plus over here that I can use to increase them, though also you can increase them in-game by continual use, such as perhaps in Skyrim and their one-handed weapons ability. Now I'm going to jump into a skill real quick while I'm talking about proficiencies because it has to do with proficiencies. It's Weapon Master. Now what Weapon Master does is it says that it increases the proficiency limits. Now what I assumed what that meant when I first started playing the game is that it increased what the very maximum of these could be, and that sounds like what it means, right? Well, it's not quite what it means. What it means is, such as if you have 0 in Weapon Master, the limit is 60. And what that would mean is that I wouldn't be able to use this plus to get it past 60. However, I can still get it past 60 by using it to increase the proficiencies. So don't be misled by that as I was. Now we'll talk about the attributes. There's 2 main things to talk about the attributes. The first being that every point you put into an attribute, it gives you some benefit, such as putting a point into strength will increase your health by a point, putting a point into agility will give you 5 proficiency points to spend, and putting a point into intelligence will give you a skill point to spend. Putting a point into charisma will increase how many people you can have follow you by 1. And now the second part of attributes is that every skill has a base attribute. It shows up in about this area, if you look when I'm hovering over one, what the base attribute is. Such as for Trainer, one of my personal favorite skills, and I'll get into it later, the base attribute is Intelligence. Now what a base attribute means is that every skill is associated with an attribute. A skill can only be 1/3 of its base attribute, such that Trainer here, its base attribute is Intelligence. My Intelligence is 7. 7 divided by 3, and then rounded down, is 2. So that means that the highest I can have Trainer is at rank 2. So if I use this plus button, it now says over here in this area that I do not have enough intelligence to own this skill. However, if I go over here and increase my intelligence to 9, 9 divided by 3 is 3, it allows me to increase it to 3 now. And then it gives me that same message now saying that I don't have enough intelligence to learn the skill. The only time I'd be able to increase Trainer again would be if I get my intelligence up to 12. And then we get into the skills, the very long list of skills. The first 4, their base attribute is Strength. Iron Flesh, every point you put into it, will allow you to have 2 more health points. I can't really explain it beyond that, that's all it does. Power Strike increases your melee damage by 8% per point you put into it. Now your melee damage being things such as one-handed, two-handed, and polearms. Power Throw will increase how much damage you do with throwing weapons by 10%. And Power Draw will increase how much damage you do with archery weapons. The bow specifically, not crossbows. Crossbows are affected by the crossbow proficiency, and strength is required to use them. Power Draw will increase the bow damage by 14% for every level past what the Power Draw's requirement is for the bow. Every bow has a Power Draw requirement to use it, and so what that would mean is, let's say you find a bow and it says Power Draw requirement is 2. If you have a Power Draw requirement of 3, you'll be able to use it, and you'll have a 14% bonus damage. If your power draw skill is only 1, it will not allow you to equip it. And if your power draw is 2, it will allow you to use it, though you won't have any extra bow damage from the power draw skill. Weapon Master is the first agility attribute, and I went into that previously, so I won't go into it again. Shield is another agility one. Shield, every point in shield reduces the damage to your shield by 8%. And what that means is that your shields in this game have a health, so to speak. And if that hits 0, then the shield will break for that battle and fall from your arm, and you'll not be able to use it anymore for that battle. You can pick up enemy shields and use them as well, but they're typically of lower quality than yours. The shield will be repaired after the battle and will be just fine for the next battle. Every point in it also improves your shield speed, as in how quickly you bring it up to block something, and the coverage. And basically the coverage is how much of you it covers when blocking things such as archery. Now that can be a little ridiculous because I have had shield up pretty high and I have blocked an arrow that was at the edge of my shield, but I kind of go into, it wasn't even hitting any part of my shield, it was kind of suspended in midair and stopped there. But I kind of go into it like this. Like maybe my guy moved his shield over and blocked it because like he's that good with shields. But the game can't quite get that, so it's hovering off to the edge of my shield now. But it's still really useful, and that doesn't take too much from gameplay, I think. At least it can be explained from a skill you use. Athletics improves your running speed, and beyond saying that, I can't really say anything else. Riding increases how fast you ride on a horse and the maneuverability, as in how fast you speed up, slow down, and how quickly you can turn it, as well as horses have a minimum riding skill, much as bows have a minimum power draw skill. Horse archery will lower the penalty, accuracy, and damage penalty while riding on horseback for archery and throwing. Normally there's a penalty to your accuracy very much, and some to your damage when riding on horseback, at least moving on horseback. Every point in this will decrease that. Looting increases how much you take from battle by 10%. I do not believe it increases the quality, though, just the quantity. Trainer allows you, every point in Trainer allows you to give experience to any units in your party that are a lower level than you, which can be exceedingly useful so that you can train your farmers, essentially, to become at least soldiers before taking them to battle. Tracking allows you to see the tracks of armies, and at later levels it allows you to see how long ago it was they were there, and general army sizes and things like that. Tactics allows you to have battle advantage, which essentially allows you to take larger group into battle immediately, and you have larger reinforcement sizes. Pathfinding increases how quickly you move on the map. Spotting allows you to see further on the map. And inventory allows you to have 6 more inventory slots. I apologize, I'm moving very quickly, and I forgot to mention from Trainer down so far it has been intelligence skills. Wound treatment is the first medical ability. It allows you to, outside of battle, heal quicker your entire party. And surgery allows a higher chance that your men will only be wounded rather than killed. Wounded men can be healed, killed, or taken from your party. First aid increases how much your heroes regain health after a mission. And engineer increases how engineer has to do with building things such as siege towers. Persuasion increases how easy it is to make NPCs like you. Prisoner management allows you to have more prisoners, specifically 5 per level point into it. Leadership allows you to have 5 more people and lowers your wages you have to pay to them weekly by 5%. And trading decreases trade penalty by 5%. I'm sorry I ran through some of that. I'm currently restricted to a 10-minute recording, which will be cut off fairly shortly. I'd like to really quickly say something. There's party skills, leader skills, and personal skills. Party skills can help if it's taught to another hero, you can have hero companions. It will bolster that skill even further with certain milestones. A personal skill and a leader skill are similar, and they will affect that specific person. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry I had to move so quickly. Well, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What to do?